Well, I think you had mentioned in this one interview, I think with Drea O, that you actually saw your grandmother lose her first child when you were 11 years old.
My favorite uncle. And I saw the strength and the courage because you can't say how you feel until you actually are in that predicament to know what you would do. So as I'm seeing my grandmother go through the process of losing my uncle, he was 39 years old. Like, I love this man more than I love my father. Like, this was the only father that I knew. And he put a lot in me. He taught me a lot. He was only 39 when he passed away. So he was very young. And when I saw my grandmother go through that transition, I seen her console people. I seen her just be strong. And I also seen her have a moment in the kitchen when nobody was around and I was there to witness it. So it's hard for any mother to lose their child. It's not where it's designed to go. Like, we don't outlive our kids, Vlad. I mean, when you expecting someone to leave here, far as just knowing someone's finna go, like with cancer, or you prepare yourself for stuff like that. And you pray for the best, but you also think of the worst. But when it's just your child leave and going to do something like shopping and so happen to get murdered, or he's at a club and he gets murdered, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one thing that I saw after our interview, which really kind of warmed my heart, was that you got together with Lil Mister's mother, L.A. Capone's mother, and Tuka's mother.
Mm-hmm.
So was that somewhat triggered from the interview and some of the attention that got?
Yes, it did. It kind of it motivated me to start this nonprofit organization called Mothers of Peace. And it's MOP, but it stands for Mothers of Peace. And it's solely designed for the mothers who have lost their children, and far as it's the gun violence and the rap, the drill culture, especially the ones who kids didn't get along, for us to come together and show the world that these are our children. And no matter what, we want it to stop. We want all the murder, all the gun violence, all the this and other deceased people. We really want it to stop. And who else more would they listen to besides the mothers of the children that were lost?
Yeah. And, what I noticed about, that round table was that as the various mothers were talking about their experiences, they talk about how they all know each other, how they went to school with each other. One of them was doing hair for some of the rappers that their sons were beefing with. And
Yeah.
It's all like a small little community, but yet everyone's going each other's throats, but yet they're all connected.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. I grew up with LA's mom. I grew up with Tuka's mom. I just recently met Lil Mister's mom. She's like real familiar with my sister. We tried to get JoJo's mom. She was willing to come. So we're expecting more moms from the drill culture to join us at our round table. They are more than welcome. Everybody opinions matter. It's basically just a round table for us to sit down and talk about how we're feeling and wondering how our pain can help somebody else. Save
Well,
somebody else.
yeah. Well, the situation happened, and it made a big impact in Chicago. A few months later, in December of 2020, Lil Durk is ready to release his album, and he starts playing some of the songs from his album, and this line, dropped where he said, "I told my PO through the gate that I get high as fuck. She asked me how high do I get? I told her high as duck." So he name dropped your son in a diss
Something he
lyric
never
in one of the
did
songs.
when Carlton was alive, and for reasons are his own. He would never put Duck in a spotlight such as he doing now since he's no longer here. I mean, it don't matter to me because everybody know who he is now. The fact that he spoke of him in such a negative light, I mean, I guess that's the rap beef that was going on. But, when you think about it, it didn't make no sense because now his mom is in the same predicament that I'm in. So that's who my heart goes out to because the kids act like they don't get it. But it's the mothers who have to deal with it. So maybe one day they'll get it.
Well, yeah, because June of this year, his older brother DThang ends up getting killed in Chicago. I've talked to DThang before. Really, really cool dude. Real nice spirit.
I've met DThang a couple of times. I used to see him at V75. He's actually really familiar with my little sister. She used to do his hair. So, he knew I was Duck's mom. He would see me and it'll be like, how you doing? And, it was never no disrespect. Like, it just didn't go there. That's why I was so taken back from that situation because I asked some people not to get on the internet, saying that. And they did the total opposite. So it made me kind of feel like if y'all not listening to me, how do I expect for the world to listen to me? So that's why I got kind of upset. You probably seen the video of that as well, of them speaking on that young man in such a terrible light. What I don't know won't hurt. I never seen him disrespect my son. I don't know. I've never, so. But I know I was familiar with his dad. I met his dad. And this was before Duck or DThang passed away. And me and his dad sat down and talked. And we basically was talking like, what can we do about our kids? Like, I know my son to listen to me. And he was feeling a certain type of way because, he was just coming home. And that was understandable, but my heart goes out to Big Dirt and his DThang's mom.
So you and Lil Durk's dad actually met and had a conversation after DThang got killed, right?
No.
Oh no. Okay, this was
before
okay.
DThang and Duck were killed. We were trying to sit down and come up with a solution on how that we can stop this violence. How can we, by his son being so influential and my son being so influential, I felt that if we got our kids together to look at the big picture, but right now money is the big picture. If it's not making money, it's not making sense,
Yeah. Well, Lil Durk actually did go on social media and said that from now on, he's going to stop dissing his dead ops and people who he had problems with. And I think that's a great idea because I don't know why he even kept it going as long as he did, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially someone at his level who's doing songs with Drake and so forth. Like, he doesn't need to chase that type of clout anymore.
Exactly, because he's already there. I felt like he's on mogul status. I can't help it. I like Lil Durk music. I listen to it. I'm not finna act like, oh, because he said what he said, it's music. I love the music. I love the music. So anything outside the music, no, I don't listen to his diss music. No, I don't listen to none of their diss music. But a lot of the music is catchy, and I love music. So you might see me dancing to a Lil Durk song or dancing to a Vine song. I'm quite sure they do the same thing with Duck. They ain't gonna admit it like I'm admitting it though. But, Vine have even said it himself, like, this go hard. You need to keep making shit like this, fat ass. That's how they used to talk to each other on his Eat video. And I actually screenshotted it off Vine's page where he tagged Duck and said, this the video right here. This the one. This the song right here, fat boy, or something he said. But, I think they could have made a difference, a positive difference. Had either one of these young men have made it through what we're going through now, like, I feel like it's a purpose that needed to be served. And something's good is gonna come out of this. Some prosperity is gonna come out of this, some hope, some survival. Like, they didn't die for nothing. I know Carlton, it was senseless, but he ain't died for nothing. And since my son's been no longer with us, I've used my mouth to just keep him relevant, keep it going, let people know, like, this is tragic. So I'm just tired of the families crying, not just within the industry, everybody, our city as a whole, period. We don't have the right legislators. We don't trust the police. The mayor and the politicians are so solely, they only for who they want to be for, or if you ain't contributing to their campaigns, you ain't nobody. So, when she said what she said about my son, she made that perfectly clear.
You're talking about Lori Lightfoot. She made comments about FBG Duck when he passed.
Yes.
Right. And didn't you mention that some people were actually like cheering or something like that, or clapping?
Yes, like, it was a video that was on YouTube because they had us around the corner, but they around the other corner announcing he's deceased. But they didn't let me know he was deceased till 10:30 at night. But it was already on the news.
Yeah.
I got to deal with bloggers constantly reminding me of that moment, speaking on stuff, how the Chicago police let my son bleed out like a dog in the hospital 3 minutes away. I mean, it's tragic.
Yeah.
I was told my son's last words while he was on that ground, he was telling the police, y'all not gonna help me. Y'all see him shot. Y'all just standing there. That's what he was saying with every time he moved.